Hey YouTube, Just Robbie here, and as you can imagine, I've just got up. So I want to tell you a little bit of a story about when I was 13 years old. Well, I think it was my 13th birthday actually, and for once we weren't on holiday, which was very unusual because nearly every year we used to go on holiday for my birthday, which was rather annoying, to say the least. As a younger kid, it didn't really bother me, but as I got a bit older, it really did start to annoy me. So on my 13th birthday, we didn't go anywhere. I ended up going to, that evening, to a party with my mates. And my mum and dad were fairly easy on me. If it was a weekend and etc, etc. If I weren't coming home, all I had to do was ring and say I'm not coming home, I'm staying at my mate's house, which is fine, but we didn't have mobile phones in them days, so you had to use the old landlines and stuff. I went to a party, and at this party I drank an awful lot of cider, which is probably one of the reasons why even today I just don't like cider. Now, I drank probably way too much of this, and I was a bit ill, and I eventually got home and my mum and dad were in bed, so I'm lying in bed, and you know when you're really drunk and you've not had much practice at being drunk. In fact, it's probably the first time I've ever been drunk, like proper drunk anyway, and I'm lying there and the room's giving it and I'm like clinging on to bed going, oh my god, and I'm like, right, at this point I'm going to throw up. Now I had two options. At the end of my bed was the window, which went out onto the porch roof. Now here's a quick snapshot of the house, slightly different to what it is now, but have a look at it. So that porch area was actually kind of a bit flatter, so that's at the end of my bed, and I had a choice of either throwing up outside my porch roof or trying to get across my bedroom, cross the landing into the bathroom and throw up in the toilet. But I was lying there and I thought, I just haven't got time to get there. So I went for the window option, right? So I opened the window and leant out the window and threw up all over the porch roof, which I thought, being 13, being drunk and everything, good shout, Robert, because you haven't thrown up all over the room and you ain't got to clear that up. Be fine. I don't know what I was thinking. Maybe in the morning some seagulls and birds might have eaten it, or it might have rained, washed it away. But no, unfortunately my birthday's in July and it was summer, so it didn't rain. Anyway, my mum and dad are lying in bed, and my mum sort of turns to me dad and she says, David, snow's falling off the roof. And my dad went, yes dear. Hold on a minute, it's July, there ain't snow on the roof. So they're like, well, what the hell was that? And at that point they walked into my bedroom to find me hanging out the window oiking my guts up, which was, you know, quite fine at that time in the evening, which was, you know, sort of midnight, something like that. They were a bit caring and everything, gave me some water and, you know, but 8 AM in the morning, my mother was maybe not so caring, so she came into my room, bearing in mind I've got the worst hangover. In fact, it's the first hangover I've ever had in my life, and it's horrible, and all I want to do is puke up, but I've got nothing left to puke up because I've oiked it up out the window later on that night. Anyway, she walks into my room with a bucket full of hot water and bleach and a yard broom, right? Now, she said to me, she said, get your ass out of that bed, get out that window and clear the roof. I don't want the neighbours waking up and seeing you're sick on my porch roof. It's not going to happen. Get up and get out. So, 8 o'clock, hungover, worst hangover ever, because it's my first hangover ever, never touching cider again. I'm there, steaming bleach in the yard broom, sweeping away my sick. So, moral of the story is, if you are a youth and you plan to do something stupid like that, do it, you know? As long as you don't hurt anyone or hurt yourself, fine. Because from it, I've got a really good memory, and so have my parents. So it's one of these things where actually, out of a, what was a bad experience at the time, in years to come when you're old and grey like me, becomes quite a memorable moment of life, really. But yeah, I thought I'd share that with you, YouTube, and thank you very much. Make sure you subscribe, like, share, etc, etc. And if you want to see me reenact that, why don't you jump on my little PayPal me link in the description, bung me over some cash, I'll go out and buy some booze, I'll get hammered and throw up out the window for you and reenact me sweeping it off my conservatory roof.